Hi, I'm Bob Marcenich with Glacier HR Services, and I'm all about helping people solve people problems in organizations. I want to help you turn your supervision and leadership experience into a career. I call this 11 strategies for accomplishing absolutely nothing. So if you want some ideas on how to stall things or how to slow things down or how to not get anything done, you can use some of these. So here's how you can accomplish absolutely nothing in a day, a week, a month, a year. So the first one is to search for all of the facts, but don't do anything until you get them all. I'll guarantee you that'll slow things down and it'll impede movement. You know, I'd much rather learn my way into something, make some mistakes, not have all the facts, but get forward with something. Another way that you can do it is to create a complex bureaucracy. If you want to accomplish absolutely nothing, create a complex bureaucracy. I'll guarantee you the more complex your bureaucracy gets, the harder it is to do something. That's why you see entrepreneurs leave the organizations they founded, because they turn into bureaucracies and they can't stand it. They want that movement, that excitement. But here's a quote I found about bureaucracies, and I'll challenge you to figure out where this quote came from. Bureaucracy destroys initiative. There is little that bureaucracy hates more than innovation, especially innovation that produces better results than the old routines. Improvements always make those at the top of the heap look inept. Who enjoys appearing inept? That quote comes from Dune, the movie that's out right now, the sci-fi movie, Dune. So I just love the places I can find information about supervision and dealing with people in organizations. But bureaucracies are one of the ways that stops things from happening. They get too complex, and the bigger they get, the more complex they get, the harder it is to do something. That's why you see a lot of entrepreneurs leaving the bureaucracies that they created because they want to go start another company. They don't want to be a part of the bureaucracy. You can also accomplish absolutely nothing by developing enough red tape to slow decision making down. You know, if you have enough steps and enough red tape, decision making stops. You can accomplish absolutely nothing by making sure that every decision is reviewed by at least 2 or 3 people. Accomplish absolutely nothing by having then that decision reviewed by a committee. So you have it reviewed by 2 or 3 people first, but then a committee has to give it the okay. I always say, if you don't want a decision to be made, turn it over to a committee. Use consensus decision making as much as possible. You know, I like the saying that 2 heads is better than 1, but getting 5 heads to agree on something, forget it. Takes forever. Form as many task forces as you can and have them working on several things at the same time. You know, if you have a task force, have them work on one thing, not 6 or 7, because I'll guarantee you if they're working on 6 or 7 things, even 3 things at the same time, they won't get anywhere. It's too many rabbits out of the cage. Once the committee or task force develops a strategy, turn it over to another, preferably competitive committee, to evaluate, review, and critique. And then do that again, just to be sure it's right. Back to number 1. If you want to accomplish absolutely nothing, try to get all the facts before you take a move or take a step. Strive for perfection and don't move until you attain it. You know, and no one can fault you for that thinking, right? You know, well, we're not quite there yet. Well, we're not quite there yet. Well, we can't move yet. We don't have all the facts, you know, but you still don't get anything done. I'd much rather learn my way into something and make some mistakes and have some missing facts than to just not move. If you have to implement something, you know, you just have to do it or test it, then give the group limited resources, you know, so it creates more problems to study. So, okay, it looks like my boss, you know, or the powers that be, we're going to have to implement this, so let's go ahead and implement it, but don't give the group all the resources they need, whether it's time or money or people or whatever, and that'll create problems. And then it'll be like, oh, well, we better study those problems because they came up. And finally, number 11, your mission or motto should be move slowly because right is might. So if you're ever finding yourself where you want to slow things down, give it to a committee. If you want to stop things from moving, give them 6 or 7 things to work on instead of 1. But I thought those were kind of fun ways of looking at solving people problems in organizations.